What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. If you don't know, my name is TAETRO. New setup, as you might have noticed. Please let me all know what you think of it in the chat. Of course, we kind of debuted this new setup on Tuesday during the 343 sample challenge stream, but for some of you, maybe it's your first time seeing it. Hello to everybody who's watching live in chat. Please don't forget, smash the like button. Just smash it.
Seriously, smash it.
And also, if you're watching later, please go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let people know the timestamp at which the stream starts. Shout out to Hail Nomad, who's always there watching later, putting the timestamp. Thank you, my friend. Thank you all for being here. Lots to talk about today. There's a big event happening this weekend, big online event that you all are invited to attend. I want to tell you all about that. That includes a new sample challenge. So if you want to win some cool prizes, I think Arturia V collection is up for grabs. Stay tuned. I'll tell you more about this weekend's big event happening. And just like other general things happening, obviously like the new setup. All I really did was take the desk and spin it around. So the wall that's behind you, that's behind the camera right now, is the wall with like the plants on it and the shelves. Where my desk used to be facing the other way, but now you get more of the lo-fi loft vibe. So you all can let me know if you kind of like this better or what. I also switched up the wide cam. So this way, like if I ever have to go record guitar or something, I can just get up and do it, right? I can go over here. Maybe I need a mic over here. I'm too tall. But I can at least go over here and like play some guitar. I don't even know if you all could hear me talking. But you know, a more efficient wide cam. You can see the like other setup and whatnot. We'll work on that. That's just a crappy webcam. That's why the color is not so good. But yeah, that's what's going on. The track that you're hearing in the background is my new track, Wanderer. I hope you all have had a chance to go stream that, add it to your lo-fi playlists, or also just check out the Lo-Fi Loft playlist. Nightbot's going to post a bunch of important links in chat as we go through today, so make sure you pay attention to what Nightbot is doing that. Diego says, why you use shoes at home? I don't know. I'm sorry. I just do. 77 Social, thank you for the 7 months. TAETRO changed his desk so he could watch his koi fish. Yes, it was a bit of a precarious process, but at least now they're like in front. But the thing that's tough is they're not on camera anymore. So, yeah, people like the brick. Nice. Do you have any advice for beginners with GarageBand? No, I don't use GarageBand, but you can watch my new video that is specifically for beginners. Actually, that video just hit 10K, so you should go watch it. Lots of big questions happening in the chat. I'll definitely be open to answering questions. We're going to chat for a little here at the beginning. Then we're going to check out a really cool new plugin by Arturia. Today's stream is not sponsored. We're just chilling. Actually, you know what you could say? You could say today's stream is sponsored by our members. All those people with that cool little icon next to the name, those are channel members, people who have taken a step to support the channel in a big way by clicking the join button, joining our Discord, getting free sample packs, participating in feedback sessions. So let me just give a quick shout out to the folks who have become a member since the last stream, which we didn't stream last week. So quick shout out to all these folks. Oga, I think I say it right. VIP member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Michael and Rox, thank you for joining the community, as well as Cybergushi. Ed Piano at the VIP tier. We love to see it. Juan and Eric, thank you for joining the community. Chili Cat, welcome to VIP. Paul, Joseph, Erod, Nadun, thank you for being at that community level. Doing at the 2 months. We got 4 months from Joseph Harlow. Amazing, amazing. 10 months from Juan, I just noticed. And there's another page here. Shout out to David Lewis joining at the VIP tier. Guillermo, 10 months. Bishop 91, but we all know Bishop 91's been around for much longer than 1 month. Sub-Zero, shout out to you for those 5 months. And Hannah, thank you for becoming a member at the Join the Community tier. So yeah, where's the join button? I'm sub to the channel, so what else do I need to do? There's a join button. Sometimes it's not there on mobile, so if those of you could help point people in the direction, that would be helpful. We will welcome you with open arms if you want to become a member today. Give you a big shout out. And not to mention that my new sample pack came out on Friday. It's called Sleepless. Not only did that come out, but part of the membership perks, if you are a VIP member or a huge supporter, you get the sample pack for free. So that is out. Sleepless sample pack. I've got a video on the channel demoing some of the sounds on my SP404. You don't have to have a 404. You can load these in any DAW. There are over 70 samples in this pack. Drum one-shots, synth loops, synth one-shots, guitar loops, guitar one-shots, and 16 vocal samples. I'm really stoked on the vocal samples and the perk one-shots, especially in this pack. So if you haven't checked out, of course, you can purchase it for $7, or you become a VIP member for $5, and you get this pack with your membership. Link is over on the community tab if you're a member and you haven't picked it up yet. I just pushed a weird button. So yeah. Heck yeah with that badge. And I want to remind all you members that have been a member for a while, you can click the super chat button and you get 1 free super chat per month. So like 77 Socials super chat earlier, that's a member milestone chat. So if you share that, you can get a little special highlighted message on screen. Hope you all are enjoying. Oh, the Sleepless pack is tough. Already used it in production. I'm so glad. Pilgrim of Light. There's lots of inspiration there. We have lots to talk about today, so sorry we're not getting right into the music, but we certainly will. What else is happening, chat? Do this for a moment. I just want to say hi to everybody who's here. I know I saw my mom and dad in chat. Shout out to all the members. Bishop 91, Amelia S, Savex, hello. Sarah Roboski, Palindrome, Colin, Katie Cat, Karina, hello. Long time no see, Karina. Good to see you. Per Lemming, Wittis, thank you for being here as well. Kino, Wiley Audio, Star Stuff, Cody, Samuel Espinal. I haven't seen you in a while. Samuel, you gotta share your member milestone chat because you are at the highest membership tier. You're at over a year. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. And shout out to everybody else. Of course, I'll be chatting with everybody. Hello, Eddie. Went back to school. Karina. Karina also got that moon colorway, which is the top tier, of course. Getting ready for band rehearsal. Thank you for stopping by, Mike Steele. Nice to see everybody. Thank you. We have plenty of time to chat today. And of course, if you have to leave at some point during the stream, you can always watch the replay later on the channel. This is always fun. And you know, you can always count on me to be here every Thursday. Hanging out, trying out different things. Setting up a monthly sponsorship with one company that should be fun. And then I think next week there will be some new tech to show off. New something. So stay tuned for that. And also there's videos every Sunday. I'll talk more about this Sunday's video later. But I did say I would let you all know about the event happening this weekend. Let me show that off. It's called Sync. And it's all weekend, 2 days. I guess there's a better way for me to show this. With 343 Labs. And on Saturday, let me just, first of all, a bunch of giveaways. Studio.343labs.com, by the way, if you want to see this page for yourself. Bunch of giveaways, including Arturia stuff, Ableton stuff, etc. Amazing speakers and are like artists. Everything from performances to demos to studio sessions. This is part of the lineup on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. EST. One important thing to note is that at 6 p.m. EST, we'll be having, at 5 p.m., we'll be having a chat with me, Alina Smith, who some of you know, and Great Dane, two amazing producers. We're going to actually chat about commitment and consistency in music. I think it should be a good conversation because they've both worked in different parts of the industry, but really, I think some of the most, popular, some of the areas that you all, I think, will be most interested in, like songwriting and production for big artists, and then Dane being on the side of like straight up beat maker, being a part of Team Supreme, etc. So in that hip hop world. So a lot of great perspective to come from that talk. And then immediately after that talk, we're doing the Sync Sample Challenge, which you can all enter right now. This is totally free, by the way. Just make a free account on 343 Studio. And you can download the sample. This is actually a sample from my Sleepless pack. So those of you who have Sleepless already have it. And it's a vocal sample. Let me just control the volume, and it sounds like this. So kind of cool little, you could use it as a loop or you could chop it up. I put a clip on my Instagram today of me playing it as chords. So I'm curious to see how you all can flip that. But totally free challenge to join, to enter, potentially win a big prize. You can also win a 3-month subscription to 343 Studio, premium subscription. So I hope to see you all there this weekend. The Saturday events are going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great artists are doing very cool things. But then there's also these workshops. So if you want to like interact with folks like in real time and join these workshops, you can also join the Sunday workshops. Just register for them. They're free. Register. You can see what that's all about. The link will be throughout in chat. But I think it should be a fun weekend. If those of you don't have any plans this weekend and you want to maybe even meet some other music producers and just see what these other artists are going to chat about, it's worth checking out the event. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And of course, hope to see you there. By the way, it's not going to be streamed on the channel. It's going to be streamed exclusively on 343 Studio. So make sure you're there. What's up, Wiley Audio? Receiving inquiries to do audio branding. Very cool. We love to see some successes in the community. Hi, Miss Nadia. Nice to see you. Pepe says, just getting started in MIDI music, but your advice for beginners video was excellent and can apply to almost any discipline. That was the biggest feedback I got, was people saying that beginner music producer video was like advice for life, not just advice for music production, which I agree. But of course, the channel is for music producers, but it is kind of life advice. Amelia has things going on. That's okay. Amelia had some big successes in the community. I was fortunate enough to jump in a Discord convo with Amelia, earning some serious income with one of her tracks getting playlisted. So shout out to you, Amelia. Congrats on that. Congrats to all the community success that's been happening. This channel has been such a support for me, getting closer to living the dream. Awesome. Amelia has got like 70K monthly listeners. That is amazing. That is so sick. And the music is so good, so it makes sense. If you want to hear some of Amelia's work, of course, check out Saikai on Spotify, but don't forget, and that's not my music, don't forget also that we have a community playlist that you can submit to if you're over on Discord. Another reason to become a member. That's the wrong button, but hey, look at that. Yeah, we have a community playlist. You can find it on Spotify. It's called Lo-Fi Loft. Lots of great artists from the community. Lo-Fi chill beats. You can find Saikai on there. Sheesh. We love to see it. Can we get a round of applause in the chat? Community member Amelia, when did you start producing? Has it been a year or a little over a year? We love to see it. You guys are saying nice things in the chat. I don't want to read them too much. Didn't think I could ever do what I'm doing right now, even though I'm just starting out. Start stuff. That's amazing. Thank you. Last year, July. So this is an example of a community member that's been working really hard and just taking the tools and running with it, doing her own thing. And look at it paying off. Last year, July. So it hasn't been a full year? Insanity. Very, very awesome. Congrats. It's just a good example. This is why we do this as a community, so you can all grow as artists. And feel that sense of community, feel a sense of purpose, feel like you're accomplishing something, like your work is meaningful, which it of course is. It's good to surround yourself with like-minded people. I agree, Ayush. Miss Nadia, thank you for joining the community. Welcome. Clap. All right, y'all want to make some music today? Y'all want to check out this plugin or what? We've been talking so much. Everything we talked about, of course, I think Nightbot will post links periodically. So if you're interested in the event, interested in the sample pack, interested in the new track, all those links will come up in Nightbot, or they can probably be found in the description. Just to quickly mention, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter because I post there when I'm not on YouTube. So if you'll miss things, if you don't follow me there. Brian says, thanks to you, I get better. I'm getting better at making beats. We love to hear it. It's because we missed you. Oh, I missed 1 week. Yes, maybe I should miss 1 week more often. All right. So much talking, but there has been a lot to catch up on. Thank you all for kind words and stuff. Of course, we're here to make some music though, right? This is a new plugin. Maybe some of you have seen it. Let me know if you know what it is or if you've seen it already. But this is Fragments by Arturia. Doesn't it look like it's doing a lot and it's not doing anything yet? Let's try it out with a basic piano sound so you can kind of get a sense of what it's doing. So let me exit that for a moment. And we will just grab the Labs soft piano. Why has some of your videos have Tater and some have TAETRO? They all have TAETRO. I'm 99.9999% certain they all say TAETRO. What's plug on Z plug? I don't know what that is. Oh, it looks like Star Trek, the plugin. Yeah, got it. All right, labs. We're dropping in a piano sound because I think like you all know what a piano sounds like, so you'd be able to tell what the plugin is actually doing if we play some piano. Oh God. And obviously that doesn't sound like a piano. So let me give you a little before and after. And you can all let me know if we need more volume on this, which we probably do. So you've all heard a piano before, right? This is an M1 Mac-ish, yes. All right, so basic piano sound, you know what it is. Let's run it through Fragments, which was just turned off. Now, this is sort of a granular plugin that, with the different parameters, will take little grains of the sound, little bits and pieces of the sound, and manipulate them in some way. So if I play one note of a piano, suddenly we get that. And we're seeing a visual representation kind of what's happening, what it's doing to the sound, kind of cycling through the waveform and grabbing bits and pieces of it. Potentially harmonizing it because there's a fifths pitch option here. There's also effects that are adding to it, grain capture. We can slow it up or speed it down, change the spray, change the texture, which this is a nice, more subtle effect. Lord AHR says bought it and loving it. Yeah. It's cool to make cool little ambient sounds with. So this is all just very, very cool. Now that's just the, I guess that's the default, what is it called, chat? The default preset. And this is my favorite preset though, the responsive reverses. It just adds these little I could literally just sit here and play piano on this preset all day. But see, it's just that basic, that this preset, responsive reverses from Fragments, doing something really beautiful to the sound. So it's just taking the sound, doing little granular reverses, and I love this visualization of what's happening because that's also the stereo field, I believe, as well. So I believe like left and right is represented here. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's fun. So let's make some music today. I'm going to try to implement this plugin on a bunch of different sounds. I guess we can just start right ahead here with some piano. I'll have a video coming out on Sunday where I've been working with my tape machine. And then I also have been using this plugin to create cool samples. Can somebody give me a key to play in today? A key and a good like lo-fi chill tempo. I'll take the first key and the first tempo that I see. Only type either a key or a tempo. Don't type both. I saw Lewis with F first. And then I saw Bud with the first tempo, which was 80. So we'll be in F, and we'll be at 80 BPM. Thank you for everybody who participated. Appreciate you all. All right, so we're in F. Let's just clear our ears because I was just playing in C. And now we're in F. And let's lay down. And if there's other plugins you guys want me to play with in terms of sounds, let me know. I've got a bunch of native instrument stuff and a bunch of Arturia stuff. Maybe let's stick with Arturia stuff. If there's an Arturia instrument y'all want to hear, let me know. I'm a musician from Russia and our president is very bad. Sanji, I feel for you. We're here to support our community in the chat. And we know that the actions of the Russian government are not the actions of the Russian people. All right, let's get that metronome going and let's just lay. Let's start here. How does that sound, chat? I did not hit record, of course, but we've got capture MIDI, which I can do like this. All right, you change the tempo. What does that mean? I'm gonna leave this unquantized, I think. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not 3/4 time, it's just swung. 3, 4. Count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, then da 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 da. Which is probably going to create challenges for me as well. But using that fragments on drums is actually pretty cool. So why don't we lay out some drums before we get too deep? And actually, let's pull from the new sample pack. I didn't put it in my proper sample packs folder, I don't think. No, but it's here. Am I supposed to pull from the A or the B? I don't know why I made the A. All right, let's start with just like a simple perk pattern, or maybe just a. It's not 6/8. We had this debate a long time ago, where I did a whole stream with ADSR and like what 6/8 is. You can tell by the phrasing. Well, let me just mute that. You can see the phrasing is happening in a clear 4-bar pattern, right? Or a 2-bar pattern, actually. I don't care. The bottom line is, who cares? Because it sounds good. And let me throw this to a delay. We'll get some percussive groove going in here. And I guess we should get a kick going first too. Because I don't really know what I want to do yet. Man, these kicks are some of the best kicks I've ever made too, because they're like so deep. Of course, if you're into that. Part of me wondered like if they are actually good for lo-fi, because maybe they're a little too heavy. And you know what I'm thinking? Actually, we might work on the drum rack today, because if I'm going to be playing this kind of swung, I might do at least my kick and snare pattern in the drum rack. Let me grab a snare, particular snare. The kicks are good, says Pilgrim Flight. Thanks. Yeah, some of them have that big deep sub and they're kind of long, they have long tails, but I try to make it so the samples in my packs, if you like, for instance, if you wanted this to have less of a tail, you could go ahead and literally just shorten it like this and add a little fade and make it shorter. So like, even if I'm like, maybe that kick should be shorter, I give you the longer one because you can take it away. The thing you can't do is if I give you a shorter one, you can't really add to it. Maybe through like effects or something, you could add a subtail or something, but I'd rather give you stuff that you can take away from rather than give you stuff that you have less options. All right, I just have a particular snare that I want to use. Let me see if I can find it. What I'm finding with Splice is I need to be, it gives you the ability to make collections and be more organized with the samples, but I need to do that actually. I have to take that active step, and I wish there was a way in the software where it was a little bit easier to organize or just a little more natural. What is the snare that I have in my head? Is it this one? Yeah, that's good. We're gonna roll highs off this anyway. Get this time going so I can feel it. All right, let's go ahead and just throw down this really simple kick pattern real quick. 2, ready, go. Good. So I'm trying to play like a little floaty, a little not so rigid, which you probably heard. My velocities were kind of all over the place though, but generally what I like to do is just kind of cancel that out anyway and create like a small range of velocity. Oh, let me make sure that downbeat happened, which it did not, it seems. The drums are a bit loud, but that's okay. Now let me tell you something I experimented with. Let's actually build this up a little bit more, and then in this case, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and make another drum rack and add some perks to that. I know I started working in this other drums group already, but I'm abandoning that idea. Go back here and grab some perks to play with. And I want these to be kind of in the background. I'll just add a few. Like that little pop. All right, and I definitely want to pull any low end out of these. What's up, Tev's channel? I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, that little pop is definitely the best. Let me find a couple more little subtle sounds. Good, and I just want to add a couple little subtle perk hits in here, I guess. 3, 4. All right, here we go. Just a little. And I might take away from this too. This is something I'm trying to get better at. Like less is more. Let's pan that a little bit. And you know what I think? I think it's just that sound there. And as we get a hi-hat or something, let's actually grab a hi-hat loop from somewhere. It's gonna have to be swung. So I hope that is not an issue. Let me see if we can look at genres like, is there a boom bap genre on Splice is my question. Probably not. I probably have to look under hip hop. Am I out of my mind, or is there not a hip hop thing? Should we look at funk just to see what we get? I think it's just not showing me all the genres, right? And we're looking specifically for a loop. So let's check this out. And we're going to add we are going to add fragments in a creative way with the drums here and see if we can get it to work. No, that's not the sound we're going for. We need a more acoustic-y kind of sound. Whoa. Can we make that work? That could work, especially if we pitch it down. Let me ask you this, chat. Does the groove pool work if I drop it onto audio? Yes, I think it does. So what I probably want to do is quantize these snares. This is where it gets tricky. Working in like a swung pattern like this. Because if you're going to do like kind of swung off the grid kind of stuff, you have to commit to it. Awesome. So now what happens if we take these drums all together and group them? There's a couple ways that we can do this actually. And since we're working in drum rack, this is probably the easiest way. Let's grab an audio track and let's resample just this drum pattern for a second. I want to play with an idea. So I'm going to take audio from group 1. Take most of the highs out of that. Yeah, let's let that be super quiet in the background. And you know what? Let's do one last thing before we do something cool with that plugin. Let's see if we can darken the hi-hats. Last thing here, let's take this downbeat and get the downbeat just slightly more solid. Just taking those kicks and quantizing them, because remember, we didn't really quantize the drums at all. But some of these key hits, the ones that hit especially on the downbeat of a new bar, are going to help with the synergy in the rest of the track. What's up, TI-80 Mark? All right, so what we do now is we set this track to record, and it's just going to record this drum group, and we don't even need this. I think it should record in fine. Yeah, let's record this. 1, 2, 3, and I'll catch up on chat while this is happening. And I'll show you why I'm going to do that in a minute. It's because we want to run an audio effect on the drums, but we want to kind of work it like a return track. Did that record the hi-hat? Yes, it did. Okay, cool. What is a downbeat? It's that 1. So if I turn the metronome on, 1, 2. Listen to the metronome exclusively, actually. Listen to the metronome. Oh. 3, 4. Let me do this one. Hear this higher pitch? 1, 2, 3. Higher pitch 1. That's the downbeat. That's the first beat of a 4-beat bar, right? So look on the screen as well. As you hear that higher pitched wood block hit on the metronome, notice that it's also lining up with a number, right? Because each of these bars is cut up into 4 pieces. And the first beat of that new bar is the downbeat. 1. Like if you're nodding your head along, you're likely nodding on the downbeat. Thanks for being brave and asking that question. They're not all downbeats. The downbeat is the 1. When we're referring to a downbeat, we're referring to a 1. I have heard many producers do not like to use drum rack. I don't understand why. Is it like Ableton's Comic Sans? No, you can work either way. The difference for me in using drum rack versus not using drum rack, if I'm using drum rack if I want to perform. So, like if I want to play drums. If I'm making a video or if I'm doing a performance, obviously that's important. But if I'm just producing and I want to put stuff on the grid and I want to line stuff up like this, that is also a very useful tool. Sometimes I produce like this on this grid, like with samples, and then I put it into drum rack because I want to film a video or something or performance with it. This gives me more control over the mix, just a different way of working, but you can ultimately get some of the same results. Anyway, we intentionally made a second version of these drums so that we could put fragments on. And just see what ends up happening. With the drums. Obviously, we're going to get some odd results. And some of these are not meant for drums, but perhaps we can find some beauty in that. We don't really need a groove maker. Why is my scrolling not working? Oh, because I need to go to all types. Lo-fi stutter. Thanks, Amelia, for stopping in. Peace and love, peace and love. So what we could have... I can now take that and blend it in with the dry drums. And I could even say, I don't really need low end in this. I just want the high end because we don't want to really double our kick sound. So that's the purpose of what we just did with resampling the drums. You can also add a more textural thing like this, which is actually kind of cool. I like that. It's subtle, but it's cool. Thank you, PC Jacob. percussion mangler. Some of these are obviously meant for more instruments, but you get the picture. We get these cool little stuttery effects. Sometimes it'll reverse through a sample. We don't really need shimmers. But I like that one the most that was after, yeah, this one, mycelium, because it's adding that really cool texture. And the last thing I'll probably do here is do a sidechain compressor so the kick will duck it. So it's this cool sound is happening, but when the kick happens, it's gonna get out of the way, which will have it sound even more synced up with the drums. And the drums are coming from this. The kick is here. Nice. Anybody in the chat playing Elden Ring? I must know. I must know. Took that same sidechain compressor, put it on the piano as well. Mushroom named presets. I did not know that that was a mushroom. All right, so you can do that to taste, but here's an example of using fragments to add percussive texture. This is what it sounds like. Way too much Elden Ring, says Keybird. I am not going to give any spoilers, of course, because I don't know where people are in the game. But I just beat a couple big bosses. 343 Labs in the chat. What? Oh, it's the part that grows underground. Cool. Been watching gameplays, but haven't played. I've been thinking about potentially streaming playing, but it's not super easy because I'd have to put my Xbox in here. Yeah, Elden Ring is a lot of fun. I'm 35 hours in, and I just kind of beat the first big area, you know? What do we add next, chat? Some synth or something? Let's continue with Arturia because you can see some of the plugins that you could potentially win during the Sync Sample Challenge. Because we're giving away a V8 collection to our favorite entry. Let's see you do a specific instrument, like the Prophet or something. Prophet 5. Let's just play with some of these presets. Not like that, not like that. We might need to go with a more... Don't forget, we're gonna obviously run this through Fragments as well. Oh, this has a wavy aspect to it. It's got a sunset vibe almost. Oh. Do we like it, chat? Now, chat, if you've seen me use the V collection before, you've seen me struggle to figure out how to get to the actual synth from this page. Did they add this in an update? Has this open button always existed, or did they add it in an update? Oh, guitar through Fragments? True. This is kind of bubbly, no? forgetting what key we're in. Let's add a bit of reverb to it. It's not an Ableton thing, it's in Analog Lab. More reverb? Maybe less attack? So it's just a little more floaty. Yeah, let's do something like this. That's kind of... Send it to a delay too. Put that sidechain compressor on here. Lower range sounds good. It's a little bit like an underwater level, no? All right, let's lay something down, something simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. All right, I just very basic idea. Is that a Celine beanie? Is that a Celine beanie? Do you have to ask the question? Do you have to? You see it. Catherine's very excited about the beanie. That's true that the piano and the synth are kind of occupying the same space. So let me try to pull out some more low end from the synth. And widen it. It's already kind of wide. And like I said, going back and taking things away. So now what can we do? Like the beanie, nice. A good yellow beanie, you know, completes any outfit. Needs something bassy for sure. So now we throw this preset on and we've got more of this pad sound happening. Which works and doesn't work occasionally. So let's try one quick thing. Resampling once again from track 21 into this audio track. And let me just see if we can grab some things that do work harmonically. Before I resample, I'm turning off sidechain so the sidechain isn't in the sample. And I'm going to press record really quick. Now just listen to this back. We're just going to hear the synth and what happens. Some of this first chord and then it gets a little off because the notes are close, and what it's doing, it's also adding some fifth harmony in there. Oh, fifth harmony, who knew? So that's not going to be the best preset to just leave on the sound, but now we have this sample which recorded in at a pretty low volume. But what if we put it into this simpler and we did this? What if we upgraded this to sampler and it looped? I promise this is going somewhere. We've now got this kind of pad. Turn up the crossfade so it sounds more natural. Now we've got this. Paste that side chain on there. Mute this for a moment. Mix it in. Got like a new synth sound. Cool. I'm just going to record that in as like a one note pad thing. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Do you have Arturia Melotron 5? I do, Adam R. Maybe we'll grab a guitar preset from that. This is kind of a lot to have just rolling on top of the track, but it might come in handy later in the arrangement phase. All right, it's sidechained. We even roll off some more highs with it too. I mean, what if we took the auto filter and did something with it? Made it rhythmic, perhaps? I realize you can't quite see that probably. I'm not hearing the auto filter because I am hearing it. Feels like a good chorus layer. Yeah, exactly. Like it could fit on top of the hook. Or if we make it 1 bar long, like super long. Even if we make it 4 bars long, it'll have this gradual movement. Where can I get that cool basic audio processing rack? You can make it yourself very easily. I don't really like what that's doing. Anyway, we'll just save that for later. So cool. That was one instance. So we can create sample material using that plugin. But let's find something that maintains the actual melody that we made. But doesn't sound too out of place. Machine gun. Ooh. You hear what that's doing? It's kind of catching the tails of each of the notes. Take it off, and this is what we have. Without the fragments, we have a much more prominent in-your-face lead. We put this on it. We have a much more blended, ghostly sound, which is the vibe of the track. The other option with this pad is to literally just take fragments, and even though we created the sample with fragments, like what happens now? becomes a very sparkly. Shimmery sound. Too loud, too loud. What I'll say is I would probably put this before the EQ, because adding all those sparkles on top, it doesn't have dry wet. It has gain mix, which I've kind of been using as dry wet. Grain mix. Did I say grain? That's what I've been using as sort of my dry wets. I don't know if that's... Yeah. Oh. Sets the balance between dry and granulized signals. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Boom. Now we have this subtle, shimmery, waving pad instead of a constant note. Graining and gaining. That's right, folks. We are graining and gaining today. Yeah, there's intensity as well. Boom. Controls the multiple parameters at the same time. I have this thing where I've seen so many German people make audio production videos. I used to say parameters. German people say parameters. And I said it out loud one time and someone was like, "You mean parameters?" I don't think it's fair. All right, we will add a basic bass. That kind of links up with that kick drum pattern. The word is parameters. Para and meters. Like, that's how it is. Parameters? That's made up. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, bass. I've never heard it called parameters. Watch any German person do an audio production tutorial. To be fair, all words are made up. True. Do you like that bouncier synth? With the breaks in between? Or the long notes? Which one? I think it's probably bounce. I think both will get used. Let's do both. Just to have them both. Okay, now with the bounce. I can't do the bounce like that because it has to line up exactly. So let me just do one more pass at that. Simpler. Longer on that first note. 3. What's up, Wayward Ambience? Good to see you. All right, so we did both. We have a long and short version. We're gonna roll with the long version. Who said in chat you don't realize you need the bass tills there? Rasmus. Yeah, it feels good once it's there. we'll keep that bounce for later. We rarely work with these kind of like swung feeling. Chat, checking in. How's everybody feeling? Is everybody staying hydrated? Everybody feeling good? Did everybody like the stream? Did you click the thumbs up? And are you coming to Sync this weekend? If you just joined us and you don't know what Sync is, it's a cool free event happening this weekend online for music producers. The link is somewhere in the chat. Nightbot's been posting it. Sync it up. And don't forget the new the sample challenge that's happening this Saturday. I would love to see you all participate. All right, back to work. Feeling groovy. Me too. Get that sync link. Nightbot has been doing a lot of work, so appreciate Nightbot. That's not a real link that I'm about to post. Oh well, just scroll up in chat. You'll find Nightbot's post. All right, somebody asked about Melotron, so I guess let's give our ears a bit of a break and let's grab Melotron while we're here. We have all the major parts of a beat here. This is a damn good beat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Of course, Melotron loads up with the Strawberry Fields Forever. How does that song even go? I don't remember, but that's the instrument. Call this one done. Well, it's only an 8-bar loop right now. I think there's space to add probably a guitar sound. And I think there's a good one here. So we have this kind of crunchy acoustic plugged sound that we can make fit. We gotta make it fit with everything. We got a spacey kind of mix going here. What knobs can we turn on the Melotron? Let's go to advanced. Oh, I'm like clicking on it 100 times. Oh, different guitar? Oh! That one, right? The Spanish guitar one is good. Not enough release, I would say. Oh. That one's cool, but I think... No, I think... Could you ever see yourself making music for movies? Yeah, totally. I kind of started out wanting to do that, so I've scored a few different media projects. I wish it had more release, but we're working with what we're working with here. Oh, there's some noise on there. Now we're gonna add fragments. So let's just get this melody. Yeah, all right, that's a good melody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's fine for now. Do we need to go in and take stuff out? Cool. Kick and snare are probably a little bit loud. See, now, to reference that question from earlier, working with, if my snare was in a track like this, I just boom, go in, pull the snare volume down. Since the snare is currently in the drum rack, I have to do this really annoying thing where I have to hit tab, expand the drum rack, and then find the individual one shot and bring it down. Which a drum rack is a group. So in the same way that I can have groups here in arrangement view, if I had just the drum rack, I should be able to expand it as a group. Just saying. The sound selection is superb. Thank you. What movie would you make beats for? I don't think... I wouldn't be that interested in making beats necessarily for a movie. I don't know if it's the right... It would have to be the right fit, but something like more ambient stuff I'm very much into. So like, what happens if we... Just to kind of demonstrate this. Nope. Nope, go over here. This is not what I wanted to do at all. What did I actually want to do is the question. That's the bass line, yes, we know. Like, to me, this could potentially be a movie score. This could have scoring potential. And it could evolve into something bigger. You know? So that, like, kind of emotional sensitivity, the blending of the acoustic and the electronic, that would be my approach to scoring. Okay, let's take that Melotron and try to spice it up a little bit with Fragments. So, I'm not trying to sell you this plugin or anything. Like I said, this stream is not sponsored. Arturia does hook me up with stuff all the time. They hook me up with this plugin. They always send me stuff. Very nice people at Arturia. Michel, the dude who I talk to over there, is so nice, and I've known him since like the beginning of my channel. So, they've always been very supportive. But I'm... Obviously, there's thousands of plugins that I receive for free, and I try to talk about the ones that I like the most, the ones that you might find interesting as well. This one I've been using in just all my projects, just to make the sounds a little bit more interesting, you know? Now, that could be useful for an intro. In fact, actually, instead of doing the resample thing, let me just try this. All I did was duplicate that, and now I'm going to freeze this and then flatten it. The plugin is Fragments by Arturia. Wow, tab button. Hey, trying to blow minds here. All right, so now what we have is that nice little stuttery version that could potentially be used for an intro / outro. Or could we layer it in? Like, is there a world where we can layer this in? I bet yes. But let me turn off Fragments on the actual track for a moment. So we just have this layer. Pan it one way. In fact, instead of having it pan one way, what if we auto pan Just have it be super subtle. So hopefully you can like just barely hear it. All right, anyway, so those are the two main ways I've been using the plugin. One is to create like a background layer that makes something interesting using the material that I've already made. The other is to color the actual sound, which you can still hear those piano reverses. That's an example of that. So let's just see if there's any cool presets. Ooh, that's the same one that we were using on the other. That's doing a little bit of the work of adding a little bit of that release, like a little bit. Can one get weird ambient new worldly music on the community Spotify playlist? How does one do that? So the Spotify playlist you can submit to if you're part of our Discord. You can join the Discord by joining the channel at any level, hitting the join button below the video. In addition to a bunch of other perks. And if you're curious about the playlist, you should go listen to the tracks that are on the playlist and see if your track fits that style and quality level. It's not just like an open playlist for anybody and everybody, you know? It's a specific genre. Oh, this is another example of like a beautiful kind of pad that could be created. How do we like that? It's a great playlist. I'm glad you like it. Style doesn't fit for sure, yeah. So peace and love. That's fine. Keep creating what you're creating. It's just like I can't make a community playlist that's everybody's music, all different genres, all different levels of quality. That's not helpful to you. It's not helpful to you if I just make one, and I'm not saying you asked for this at all, but I'm just saying the thinking behind it is, it's not, even though you all might think it'd be great if I just made a community playlist that had everybody's music on it and was all different genres and all different styles or quality level, it wouldn't actually be helpful to you because no one would listen to it, because you don't sit down and listen to a playlist and go, yeah, just play me some random stuff, you know? Who knows what I'm going to get next? Maybe some people do. Well, there's a sequencer too. Not so much a sequencer as much of like a LFO tool, I guess. Oh, there is a sequencer. I lied. I forgot about this. It's a little bit like buffer shuffler. Get that reverse situation in there. This is adding just the right level of like pad sound in the background. One thing I was finding myself thinking, and I'm not this kind of person at all, but I was working with my tape recorder and I was like, man, I wish this was a pedal. If you all know if there's like a hardware version of this style, let me know. You know what I'd love to do is dirty up the kick a little bit. And then we'll throw the mastering chain on and see how this beat really sounds. Dynamics, drive and color, drum bus. So if I throw drum bus on here, I'm not listening on big speakers or anything, so I'm assuming that I probably don't need more boom. Yeah, I know about freeze pedals and stuff, but I'm sure there are grain pedals. I'm just super not tapped into that world. Once again, I want to lower the kick volume. Actually, instead of lowering the kick volume, let me just level off the output here. Now we've been listening to that piano a lot. You can hear how much the whole thing is hinging on that piano, right? It's got that mid to low end range-ish. It's definitely the core of the track. Something to think about compositionally. All right, throw the mastering chain on here. It's about to get a little bit louder, so just be aware of that. As soon as I drop this chain on, the volume will come up a bit. What am I doing? You guys witness me just stare at the screen and just totally forget what I'm doing as I'm explaining what I'm doing. Thanks, LukeTube. Now we of course get a little more brightness. We get a crunchiness. Thank you, TAETRO Mark. Thought I was pausing for dramatic effect. No, that's like literally when you get the spinny wheel of death on the computer, or like when your computer just freezes for a second. That's what was happening. Okay, wait, just pause a moment. There's a lot of sounds happening, and one that can go away is this Melotron stutter thing. It's a little too much. The other thing that can happen is we can pan some stuff. I'm also hearing a lot of that percussion texture. I'm just hearing a lot of it. Calm down. Relax, relax. It's okay. Just a little bit of you would be fine. And then we have the existential crisis of like, does it even need to be there if it's going to be that quiet? Is it adding anything, or is it just cluttering up the mix? That's all to say, this stuff could be used for different sections of the track too. So that's why I like working this way. You develop a nice solid 8-bar loop where all the parts are kind of covered. It sounds full. And then from there you go to the arrangement. Maybe next week we can work on arrangement. We pull the lead instrument out, it still sounds good. Wow, that's doing a lot. So there, if we just literally just groove with those parts, it's sounding pretty good, which is a good sign. I noticed the fragment stuff on the piano pops out a little bit too loud. So that is before the main compressor that's on the track. So if I go ahead and put that in before, it should help a little bit, but I can also probably pull back within the plugin itself. And I'm just gonna double check some resonant frequencies in the piano as well. Meaning I'm gonna do this. Hear that? We could probably pull that out. No, too much. Meditating. What's up, Kamikaze Shots? I'm so blazed and coffeeed out, I'd be spacing. Yes, relatable. It's so fun to see you make an amazing beat basically from nothing. Also really helpful. I'm glad. I'm white. Thank you. Thank you. Got back onto practicing my piano/keyboard again. My fave song to play is Dead Mouse Monophobia. Playing with both hands. Why is piano so therapeutic? Music is just like that. Thank you, Katie Cat. Yes, hope to see you this weekend. Thank you for the 2 months. Okay, now let's pull out drums. And this is where I just start to think about arrangement without actually arranging. Oh, and let's not forget. Let's bounce. So if I'm gonna do that bounce, what I'll have to do is link it up with the kick, but I'm not doing that today. Peace and love. Is there a link to the Discord? You can join the Discord by clicking the join button below the video, becoming a channel member at any tier, like all those fancy people with those cool icons next to their names in chat. Music is good for the soul, I agree. Thank you for the 7 months, SavX. Love this beat. Thanks for the amazing content. Appreciate y'all. Gaia's music. I just finished watching your music theory videos and they're so helpful. I'm glad I came across those. I'm glad you did too. I think I got to continue that series. I've been thinking about continuing with like melody writing because that seems to be, I'm hearing a lot of people struggling with melody writing. So we might make a comeback for that. Don't forget on the master, we pulled off all the highs. Which obviously you can do that to taste, but if you want that traditional lo-fi sound, you can do that. I'm also pushing the input level on the J37, which gives me that really thick sound. Yo, shout out to Quentin Lee for becoming a VIP. Or renewing your membership because you already have blue and purple. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Peace and love. Does the bass line only play when the chord hits? It's like one, yeah, it's one long note. The chord basically changes every 2 bars. Sorry guys, I took you away. Yeah, I'm probably not going to work much more on this today. I think it sounds pretty good. We could do things like mess with the wow. Have it more tape sounding. Yeah. And I told you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, but maybe some of you weren't here. But I'll show you this really quick. Let me grab my tape recorder. Oh God. I'm stuck on the chair, chat. Okay, tape recorder. Oh, I can show it to you like this. 4-track tape recorder, Tascam. And I'm gonna put a video out this Sunday with the tape recorder. Kind of just like doing a general unboxing and whatnot. And then I started making a track. Well, what I first started doing was making a tape loop. Let me show you all this. This is by a company called Moonbeam Tapes, I think. So this is not an ordinary tape. You can, I don't know how much you can see, but instead of being like a tape that goes from over here to over here and it starts and ends, it's just one 10-second length of tape that will infinitely loop. It's kind of put in here to just loop, loop, loop. And what I was able to do was, since this is a 4-track tape recorder, I can record individual layers, right? So I can record like a pad sound, a melody sound, et cetera, et cetera. When you do that in a loop, you can also like kind of layer them in and out using the mixer. So it's been a lot of fun. So I was doing that, making a cool tape loop. I'll show that process. And then I started making a track with it too. I didn't finish the track by any means, but it was a cool process, I think. And I kind of just filmed it all. So I'll probably do a beat diaries for this Sunday. So stay tuned for that. New videos every Sunday. So if you haven't been checking out the videos, go back on the channel and see what we've been posting, what's been going up. You know what it is, chat. I think we're going to call it a day today, but there's so much more happening off stream. Like I said, some new tech coming out next week that I'll be able to tell you all about. Not just new tech, but maybe some of you saw on my Instagram story a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now. I was in a video for a brand, for a new product, perhaps. That will be coming out soon, and I'm really excited because the video looks so freaking good. All right, I saved that. Have you ever produced a song for a celebrity? No. Not super interested. I mean, it would have to be somebody that I care about, I guess, a celebrity that I care about, but it's not a huge pressing goal, you know what I mean? Let's sit here and chat for a little bit now that we're at the end. Fostex? No, Tascam, Porta Studio. This button? Yes, perfect. Hey, Sly Stutter, thank you for becoming a VIP member. Clap, 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 clap. Sledgeman says, oh, you used the Tascam back in the day. Nice, nice. Awesome. You think we can get a full breakdown series for Ableton Live? Oh, that would be... I think I could do it. It's actually a really good idea, Saksham. My thing with the music theory series, I mean, it directly applies to my thinking about that, which is a lot of people have done basic Ableton videos, but also a lot of people have done basic music theory videos. For one reason or another, people tend to really like my beginner theory videos. So I guess it's not about if there's already resources out there, it's about me doing it in my voice and with my way of explaining. So maybe it would be worth it. You all can let me know if that would be helpful. I like to just think that my ability, my specialty is to be able to explain things in a very accessible way, whereas many people do not have that communication skill. So if I can contribute in that way, I'm happy to. Beat turned out fresh. Thanks for your time and letting us check out Melotron V. Yeah, Melotron is a very good instrument. Sanjay C has a real one, I think. Watched all the music theory series that you did, but still struggle navigating Ableton Live. So yes, please do it. You know, it's a good idea. I should see if somebody would want to sponsor it, because that would be really popular, I bet. Your music has made me so calm and relaxed. Thank you, Kamikaze Shot. I appreciate that. Yeah, and more music. If you did like the beat that we worked on today, or you like the music that you're hearing right now, you can find my music, stream it on Spotify, Apple Music. I just added this song that you're hearing, Wanderer, to Bandcamp. So if you want to support on Bandcamp, you can. And there is a tape version of the song that I recorded to this tape recorder. What's the first instrument that you learned on? Yeah, if you guys want to do quick like Q&A or something here at the end, that's cool. First instrument that I learned on, I think I started like noodling around on keyboard and guitar first, but like with like proper instruction, I actually learned the trumpet through middle school and high school. And playing in the band, like playing in the school band, was just like being in an ensemble, like a big like high school band, right? It kind of helps you with a lot of fundamentals like rhythm, understanding the different parts, because you're in the physical room with people, like the flutes and the clarinets and the saxophones, trumpets, lower brass, and percussion. So what that means is like you're looking at your part, but you're also hearing how all those parts interact, and then you get feedback from the teacher, from the conductor, and you see how they kind of direct it and how they manage to blend all the parts and the feedback they give to all the players. So I think that was very foundational, and it helped my ears a lot too. Trumpet can sound awesome on hip-hop tracks. I agree. I don't play trumpet anymore. Trumpet, I stopped playing in college. I was just not that interested in pursuing it at a super high level. And once I started to kind of touch that, like, okay, here's the next advanced level, I was like, this doesn't actually apply to what I want to be doing. So I don't really see so it wasn't for me to like continue pursuing, because it required a lot of time and a lot of effort at the level I would have had to go to get more advanced, and it didn't make sense for me. Band kids are the real cool kids. No, I cannot endorse that statement by any means. Any insight if Arturia and Novation are releasing new MIDI keyboards soon? I have no idea. The only thing you can do is look at like the market, look at when people have released keyboards in the past. Like look at the release schedule. It's all public information, and we're at like Mark III now, right? So you could go and look at Novation's history and say, okay, the launch key Mark I came out this year, Mark II this year, Mark III this year, and you could kind of maybe guess. You can never know for sure, but you can guess. It's interesting on Arturia's part because they don't have a Mini Lab Mark III. So they are likely due for one. What is the average time to craft a track? Who can say? I mean, we just did this 8-bar loop in 90 minutes. We've also done 90-minute streams where we full on do the arrangement. So if you combine those two, that's 3 hours, right? But then there's still like Wanderer, the track that I just put out. That track we did on stream. I think we made it across 2 streams, but then I spent a lot of time after doing mixing and finalizing the track. So it's hard to quantify that, and that's stuff that I don't like to do on stream because I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm doing when I'm mixing. I'm kind of doing a lot of trial and error, and also I don't think it's that amusing to watch. Hey, thank you so much for becoming a member. I can't read that because it's so blue. Saksham, thank you, peace and love. Welcome to the community. If you go into Discord and you link your YouTube account, you will have access to the Discord server. Thanks, Pilgrim of Light. Chronicity, that's dope. Martin von der Veen. Why does music production drive you like it does? I think that's very hard to ask. When will be the next call-in show? Maybe we'll do a call-in in April, probably. But why does music production drive you like it does? Who can say? Why does anything? You know, like, why did you pick the shirt you're wearing today? Why did you... It's just like those natural things. Why do you eat the cereal that you like? Some things you just like and some things you're just drawn to, and that's just how it is. Why do some people love to go to the gym for hours every day, or love to play basketball for hours, or love to play video games for hours? We're just drawn to certain things. And if you can find those things that you're drawn to, those things that you love, and you can refine your skill in them, and you can somehow turn them into a career, that's a beautiful thing, because then you can be working on things that you like doing every day. And it can help put a roof over your head. Passion, yeah, guy, I said it right, passion. Utku, hello, welcome, you're new here? Thanks for being here. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you truly love. It will not lead you astray. True. Rumi Kapoor, I assume? Excited to learn more being a part of the community. You're the best beatmaking creator in my opinion. Thank you so much. There's a lot of very good beatmaking creators. Av McCree just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Shout out to Av. He's really, really cool. You guys should definitely go check out his channel if you have not already. But man, I was looking at my channel and I was like, man, I've done over 600 videos. And then I'm just comparing that to other YouTubers. I'm like, so many other very successful people on YouTube have way less videos. And then you look at somebody like Av, he has, I think he said he has 1,900 videos on YouTube. Like he's been doing it for 15 years. That is just insane. Insane commitment. And that's dope. It's inspiring. Ancient philosopher for Rumi. Okay, got it. Wild how the number of videos doesn't equate to the following. No, it doesn't. And none of it equates to anything, right? Like the quality of the video doesn't equate to the audience. Just that. And that's a very, very important message, because you might see a creator who has like a lot of followers and think like, oh, they must be better. And you might see a creator who has no followers and think, well, they just must not be good. And that's like the social media industry's control over our brains, right? Telling us what's good and what isn't good. And it's all subject to an algorithm. So if somebody's video gets pushed out into the algorithm and does really well, then it will obviously have more views, but that's a robot deciding that. That's why this community is great, and that's why it's great that a lot of you have become members, because it subverts the algorithm, right? You all are making a commitment to this channel, no matter if the video shows up in your feed, you know? Part of it is luck. A huge part of it is luck. It's mostly luck, Sly. It is definitely mostly luck, and a lot of people like to pretend that it's not. A lot of people like to pretend that it's only based on hard work. That's sort of like the American culture. If you just work hard, you'll just find success. Just work hard. And you know what? There's a lot of people that work extremely, extremely hard and have varying degrees of success or have no success. LOL, TI80 mark. Yeah, there's beyond becoming a member, there's a lot of you who have made a commitment to this channel, whether it's turning notifications on, whether it's following me on other social media, that you like have committed to, I guess, or at least you just like what I do and you support it in some way, you know? But yeah, there's a fallacy of meritocracy, especially in America, that the harder you work, the more successful you'll be. And it has a lot of Americans under this belief that they are a temporarily embarrassed millionaire, or they could have been a millionaire if they had just worked harder, when the reality of it is the folks at the top who make the decisions, the capital owners, are actually the ones making those decisions, and you are just being subjugated, essentially. 1970, the ratio of the median income for a worker versus the salary of a CEO. That ratio was 30 to 1 in 1970. So a CEO was making 30 to 1 of its median worker. In 2000, the year 2000, 30 years later, what do you think that ratio went up to? Guesses in the chat? It went from 30 to 1 in 1970 to what did the ratio go to? It went to 500 to 1 in 1970. TI80 mark on the dot. So in 30 years, from 1970 to 2000, the ratio of CEO to median worker, 500 to 1. And that's in 2000. So I don't even know what the stat is right now in 2022. Assume it grew at the same rate. Somebody do the math. So what I'm trying to get at is the painted picture of like meritocracy, and which is like work hard and you'll do better, etc. Hard work essentially can get you to a place where you can take advantage of opportunity, sure, but those opportunities are not guaranteed. On the mark, yes. So that is all out there. We could talk for days and days on this. My US community members in the chat probably know that gas prices are really high. But what many people don't know or don't understand is that the price of a barrel of oil is actually cheaper than it was, I think, 1 year ago. So why is that? It's almost like artificial inflation. It's almost like CEOs are making more than they've ever made in profits, and they're doing things like stock buybacks. and passing costs onto the consumer. Is that penguin fidget stress toy? I don't think it's meant for that, but I end up just messing with it. Perceived value, no, it's also just like a play for money, and it's political, of course, I'm sure. Right? Because they want, they kind of want everybody, capital owners benefit from everybody being in a mild state of panic all the time. So when you open Twitter, for instance, and you see all these things trending, you're trying to figure out, like, why is this person trending? What's happening? Or there's a war over here in Ukraine, which is obviously very important. What's Biden going to do? What's up with oil prices? Like, if you're in this mild state of panic constantly, it is a lot harder to pull yourself out of subjugation. It's a lot harder to organize. It's a lot harder to do anything besides get home from your low-paying job and do anything like escapism. But now our escapism is diving further into that mild state of panic. It's diving further into the following what the Kardashians are doing on Instagram or what's happening on Twitter, etc. So we as a culture and as a generation kind of have to try to subvert this. The capital owners do not want us to do that, but it's a daily fight, and it's a daily struggle, and it's not necessarily. It is, the people can create change. However, it's just an acknowledgement that we are living in it's a systemic problem. It's not an individual's problem. We Noam Chomsky channel right now. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I would love to talk more about this, but I fear I'm not educated enough to continue the conversation. What I can say is the most that I can do is try to offer as many free resources to aspiring artists out there as possible so that you don't go pay into the educational industrial complex as I did and subjugate yourself to massive student loans, so that you can spend your time doing something that you find fulfilling, so that you can pursue things in life that you find meaningful, rather than which we're all being subjugated at some level, but rather than only going to a job that, you don't find meaningful, et cetera, et cetera. If we can all find pockets of goodness in art and music, et cetera, while we fight the good fight, then we can make the world a better place. It's not going to happen overnight, but if we can all learn something and share something and be creative and spread positivity that way, it's a step in the right direction. It's not a solution. Obviously, there's big change that needs to happen, but it can hopefully make this community a good place, and do what we can. Capitalist realism, if you want to learn more about that. Capitalist realism. The idea that there is no other way forward other than capitalism. Capitalism is the only reality. Just think about it. Just think about it. Making music is a good way to escape and also inject something positive out into the world. I agree. And communities mobilizing is also another way. Oh, you guys ran the math on that? It's like 700 to 1 now or something. Thank you all for tuning in. Event this weekend. Again, on that note, free event this weekend. If you all want to participate in some cool artist events, the link to sync is there. Let me just copy that link address. Oh yeah, it's literally all about just making I can't post this link because it's too big, but Nightbot is posting it. So go ahead and click that. So thank you all. We'll chat more next time. I will be at the sync event this weekend. Yeah, so if you want to see me again this week, sync event. And then next Saturday, we'll be doing track reviews. So everybody can start preparing your tracks for the track reviews. Don't post the tracks in the Discord until I tell you. Follow on Instagram and Twitter as usual. And that's going to be it for now. We're going long. See y'all next time. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one. Bye.